Right now, deliberations continue in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. We have a crew live at the scene in Kenosha with the latest. And the Pfizer booster could soon get approval for all adults as COVID cases continue to rise across the country. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon. Kenosha is on edge as jury deliberations continue in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Yesterday, the defense asked the judge again for a mistrial over video evidence presented during the trial. Let's go now to our McKenna Alexander, who is live in Kenosha. McKenna, what's the latest?
Yeah, right now, nothing new has changed. The jury is still deliberating. As for outside the courthouse right now, some crowds have gathered, mostly people chanting for justice and in defense. There have been a couple conflicts here, nothing too violent, nothing too crazy, though a few times police have had to come in and move people out of the street, but otherwise it's been mostly peaceful. As the crowd has started to gather, people are getting a little anxious. However, latest we've heard is that still nothing has come out of the jury so far. Again, they are still motioning for that mistrial, but as of now, nothing new to report back to you guys. So stick with News 3 Now for all the updates. We'll have complete coverage of this trial as we learn.
All right, McKenna, reporting live from Kenosha. Thank you. Deputies with the Dane County Sheriff's Office say they've recovered more than 40 shell casings from a shooting in the town of Burke just before midnight. Authorities say the shooting happened near Congress Avenue and Burke Road. Everyone involved in the shooting had left the scene before law enforcement arrived. If you have any information, call the Dane County tip line. And a man is under arrest after he fired a gun inside his home in McFarland. Authorities said Wednesday evening they were investigating a report of a possibly armed subject on North Autumn Lane. They say Jared Redders fired a gun while others were inside. The other occupants were able to leave the house without injury. At 8:30, Redders agreed to leave his home and was booked into the Dane County Jail. The Wisconsin Supreme Court is rejecting a request by Stephen Avery to review his murder conviction from 2005. Avery's been fighting unsuccessfully for years to have his conviction overturned. His latest appeal asked the court to review 3 issues: failure to disclose evidence, the destruction of bone fragments, and ineffective assistance of counsel. But the court denied it without commenting. Let's head over to the Weather Center now. Austin is here with a very chilly forecast. Boy, it feels cold out there today.
It doesn't feel like it did yesterday or the day before. We were even in the 40s and some spots saw 50s, but now 31 degrees. And it actually feels like it's about 22 thanks to a westerly breeze of 10 miles per hour. And we're also seeing a few flurries around town right now. So if you see a few snowflakes, that is expected here for today. But other than an isolated dusting in 1 or 2 areas, we're not really going to see that snow actually stacking up. And taking a look at our Doppler track, we're not actually seeing those flurries getting picked up on our radar right now. And that's generally the same reason why we don't usually see drizzle on our Doppler track. And it's just because it's falling in such a light manner. It really does get it's quite a challenge to get picked up there on the radar. But our current temperature is quite chilly. 31 in Madison, 30 in Wisconsin Dells. Janesville right now at about 34 degrees. Wind speeds between around 10 and 20 miles per hour. These winds have been staying right around where we're looking at right now, and they've been there for a few days, and it's still going to stay quite breezy at times here in this extended forecast. But the evening planner does show a lot of the cloud cover exiting pretty quickly right around sunset. Later on tonight, it's going to get cold, however. A low of about 21 degrees. Mostly clear skies overhead, and it's going to get quite cold. But what about that extended forecast? It's going to be a roller coaster ride with these temperatures, so I'll detail that here coming up in a bit.
We will see you in a few minutes, Austin. Thank you. More Americans may soon be eligible to get COVID vaccine booster shots, and the Biden administration announced that it has purchased 10 million courses of Pfizer's experimental COVID antiviral drug. Anthony Pura has the latest.
FDA authorization for a Pfizer booster shot for all adults could come at any time. The drug maker filed for authorization last week. The CDC would still need to sign off on the plan.
CDC will quickly review the safety and effectiveness data and make recommendations as soon as we hear from FDA.
Some states aren't waiting. This morning, Massachusetts became the latest one to approve boosters for anyone over 18.
If you were already vaccinated 6 months or more ago and eligible for a boost, get a boost.
The move comes as breakthrough infections surge across the country. Minnesota is one of the hot spots.
All 13 beds are COVID again. Looks just like it did a year ago, in December.
And while the main focus remains on vaccination, President Biden announced his administration has purchased 10 million courses of Pfizer's antiviral COVID-19 pill, Paxlovid, to reduce the risk of severe illness for people infected with COVID. The drug still needs FDA authorization. Anthony Pura, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And a new study shows a common medicine may reduce the risk of death in someone infected with COVID-19. The study found evidence that patients taking medication widely sold under the brand name Prozac were 28% less likely to die.
These drugs probably have some off-target effect that might have an effect on impact on treating COVID-19.
It's unclear what causes this possible reduction in death, but that more research is needed to determine that. Wisconsin's electoral maps for the next 10 years will now be decided by the courts. Today, Governor Tony Evers says he's vetoed the redrawn legislative maps approved by the Republican-controlled legislature.
I promised I'd never sign gerrymandered maps that came to my desk, and I'm delivering on that promise today. This is just too important, folks. Our state deserves better, and we're going to keep working as long as I'm governor to bring fair maps to Wisconsin. Thank you.
The governor previously backed maps drawn by a nonpartisan People's Maps Commission, but those maps raised concern about minority representation. President Biden will meet with the leaders of Mexico and Canada today, known informally as the Three Amigos Summit. The meeting hasn't happened since 2016. The leaders are expected to announce a COVID-19 vaccine donation program, a new group on supply chain resiliency, and a pledge to reduce emissions. Biden will meet with each leader separately before a joint meeting involving all three. A bill that would award the Congressional Gold Medal to the 13 U.S. service members killed in Afghanistan this summer is headed to President Biden's desk. The troops were among dozens of people killed by suicide bomb blasts outside the Kabul airport in August. U.S. military members, along with others, were coordinating a massive evacuation of American citizens and Afghan allies. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
A new forecast for economic growth, and man's best friend is selling his pricey pup pad. I'm Diane King Hall at the New York Stock Exchange. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
Introducing Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. New luxury apartments for seniors 55 plus. Professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Now at Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and receive $400 off stressless Mayfair recliners and office chairs, $200 off any stressless recliner and office chair, and $200 off each stressless sofa seat. Don't wait. It's time for stressless. Donate and save at the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
What is all this?
We call them options.
Options? Don't make me laugh.
Unbeatable selection without the drama. 2-pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
There's a new forecast for global economic growth. Barclays is predicting that economic growth will total 6% this year and 4.4% next year. The bank cited progress on medical treatments, reducing the strain on hospitals and preventing new lockdowns. Fewer Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week. According to the Labor Department, first-time filings for weekly jobless claims fell by 1,000 to 268,000. While it only moves the needle slightly from the prior week, it marks a new pandemic-era low. Macy's is out with its quarterly report card and a request for workers. The department store chain says it swung back into the black from a year ago with profit rising to $239 million. That was better than expected. And as it gears up for Black Friday, according to the Washington Post, the retailer is asking corporate employees to work in-store shifts amid a tight labor market. And the world's richest dog is selling his Miami mansion that was once owned by Madonna for nearly $32 million. The German Shepherd named Gunther VI inherited his fortune and the waterfront estate from his grandfather, the pet of a wealthy German countess. The lavish pad has 9 bedrooms and 8.5 bathrooms. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to CBSMoneyWatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
It's one rich dog. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials, well, we don't know if they're up or down. I guess the Dow Industrials down 38. The NASDAQ is up 70. The S&P 500 up 16.5. Coming up, a brewery in Australia is looking to fight climate change one beer at a time. Plus, will the chilly weather continue into tomorrow and the weekend? Austin has a full look at your forecast when we come back.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. Reliable, honest, dedicated. With 24/7 emergency service for your home or business. Get the job done right with RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Black Friday is happening now at STEAKHOUSE. Start with 35% off the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses. Then save big on bonus buys throughout the store. Like this wine cabinet, $149. A queen upholstered bed, also $149. A queen beauty rest mattress, now just $399. This 5-piece dining set, $799. A 2-piece sectional, only $12.99. The Black Friday deals start now, only at STEAKHOUSE and STEAKHOUSE.com.
What makes Salonpas Arthritis Gel so good for arthritis pain? Salonpas contains the most prescribed topical pain relief ingredient. It's clinically proven, reduces inflammation, and comes in original prescription strength. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
That's not bacon. It's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
After my kids left for college, the house got a bit empty, so I'm like, I'm getting a dog. I find this great deal online for a scruffy little puppy, till they hit me with a huge delivery fee. Then I remembered a tip I got from the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Insane shipping costs? This is a pet scam. I'll keep looking.
Recognize fraud sooner, so your money lives longer. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. Reliable, honest, dedicated. With 24/7 emergency service for your home or business. Get the job done right with RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
The First One Weather Team breaks down all the info you need to be ready for this winter, keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. It's Severe Winter Weather Week, all this week, from your certified most accurate team, only on News 3 Now at 6.
You're invited to the North Pole Party of the Season. Josh Breider's in the 608 with a sneak peek at what's in store this weekend at Hilldale Mall's Holiday Kickoff.
And we continue to track the up and down in our temperatures. Austin Kopnitsky has your forecast tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report is at the National Farm Broadcasters Convention in Kansas City, so here are your farm numbers. Green beer is something you usually only served around St. Patrick's Day, right? But a brewery in Australia wants people to start sipping it every day to help fight climate change. CBS's Ian Lee explains.
Looking around this brewery, something might seem out of place. Green tanks of bubbling algae are probably more fitting in a mad scientist's laboratory.
It's mind-blowing.
But Australian brewer Oscar McMahon is harnessing the algae to make green beer. Not in the way you're thinking.
The algae is just part of the production process. It never touches the beer. This is not green beer.
During the beer's fermentation process, carbon dioxide is released.
Basically, the CO2 is then ingested by the microalgae.
So instead of floating off into the atmosphere, the greenhouse gas is captured and fed to the algae, producing oxygen.
For combating climate change, algae capture CO2 up to 400 times more efficiently than tree.
The more CO2, the more algae. And all that green stuff is not just thrown away.
This is the grain left over from the brewing process. This currently goes out as cattle feed.
Scientists say adding algae to cattle feed reduces the gas cows pass, which means less methane in the air.
Happy anniversary.
Amanda Thompson likes doing her part for the planet, 1 pint at a time.
So we're happy to have a beer, have a chat, change the world.
All the while toasting to a greener future. Ian Lee, CBS News.
And here's Austin now with a look at your first warm weather forecast. A little chilly out there. Yeah. Well, green beer might help.
Yeah, it might. I mean, who knows? That's a pretty interesting story that we just watched right there, too. And outside currently, a lot of cloud cover and a few flurries here and there as well. But taking a look at a few things of note over these next few days, those few flurries that we're looking at for today, it's going to cool down. Today, we've already seen those cooler temperatures. It stays in the 30s for Friday, but we are looking at a bump in those temperatures just in time for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, expecting to break into the 40s. But a few rain chances as well, maybe a little bit of some more snowfall mixing in, but right now no major storms are on the horizon that are looking to move through our area. We're just going to get clipped by a few other systems. Now, taking a look at our Doppler track, as I mentioned before, you're not going to see those flurries showing up on this radar a lot of the time, and it's just because it's falling so light that it doesn't get picked up here by that radar. But our future track does show that potential for a few more flurries into the afternoon, evening hours as well. But quickly after sunset, these clouds just race out of our area. And that's going to leave us with mostly clear skies. But as I like to say, once we have mostly clear skies overhead in the winter time and even late fall like where we're at right now, whenever you don't have that cloud cover overhead, it really does act as a blanket to help keep those warmer temperatures locked in at the ground level. And without the cloud cover, well, those temperatures are going to fall right back down into the lower 20s by the time we reach tomorrow morning. And then by the time we reach the afternoon on Friday, still looking to generally stay dry, but a lot of cloud cover overhead again. Temperatures only in those middle to upper 30s. Possibly a few spots could see some lower 40s. But it does look like our 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook does actually keep us a little bit drier than average. And that's the trend we're looking at here as well. We're going to see a real drop off here at the very end of the forecast. And even the rain chances and snow chances that we're looking at right now, they are on the lighter lighter side of things. So we're not looking at any major risks for large snowstorms. I know a lot of people are going to want to see a little bit of some snow on the ground here before we reach Thanksgiving, but it's not looking too likely as of right now. But we are going to stay a little cooler than average. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook keeps us in the blue, and that does get reflected here as well in our high temperature trend. We are looking at a little bit of a warm up towards the end of that forecast, but most of the back half of this forecast is going to be a little bit lower than average. And by the end here, we're looking at high temperatures on average in the 30s. So we really are going to continue to cool things down. Current temperatures in the lower 30s, even Wisconsin Dells 29 degrees. So it is not very warm overall outside. Then you throw in those wind speeds of around 10 to 20 miles per hour. And look at this right now. Monroe seeing 28 miles per hour there with those sustained winds. So it is quite breezy in some areas, and that's really tanking down our wind chills. It feels like it's 22 in Madison, but that wind chill is actually one of our warmest ones that we're looking at. Most communities, it actually feels like it's in the teens outside right now. So very chilly currently. Our extended forecast does show a warmer weekend coming up here. Saturday's high about 47. On Sunday, we're looking at 43, but then just as quickly as we warm up, we're going to cool right back down. Monday, a high of only 29 degrees, and that's because of that next cold front. A chance of rain is going to be a possibility on Sunday, and that could turn into a few flurries overnight and into the early morning hours on Monday. Then we're going to see some afternoon sunshine on Monday, but it's going to stay pretty cold out there.
So not bad on Saturday.
Not bad on Saturday. I think that's my favorite day that I'm looking at here for this week. 47, some sunshine on the weekend. I love it.
Got to get some yard work finished up for the year, so I think Saturday's the day.
That's the day.
All right. Thank you, Austin. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
We may not have the power to turn a pumpkin into a carriage, but we do have a recipe to turn it into the best ice cream ever.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
Save on everything during Menards' last 11% rebate sale of 2021. We carry a great selection of automotive products in stock. Right now, all TowSmart accessories are 11% off. Save on this 10-pack ratchet strap and bungee cord set from Smart Straps. Pick it up for only $21.99 after 11% rebate. Save on automotive products and everything else during Menards' last 11% rebate sale of 2021.
Save big money at Menards.
Precision engineering, rigorous attention to detail. A Bryant Evolution heating system is so well designed, it's as much of a joy to install as it is to use.
Good to go.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In Madison, contact Heating and Cooling Incorporated to maximize your comfort and energy savings, whatever the season.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
You know what's frustrating? Searching for and enrolling into a Medicare health plan online. Scrolling and scrolling, page after page. Eventually, you feel overwhelmed and in too deep. Come up for air and visit with your local Informed Choice Insurance agent. We'll gladly show you your best Medicare plan options based on your medical needs and budget. This Medicare annual enrollment period, let Informed Choice Insurance Agency get you properly covered for 2022. Call us today.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
As we head into Thanksgiving, our craving for everything pumpkin seems to be going strong. As a matter of fact, for those of us who can never seem to get enough pumpkin, we came up with an easy pumpkin pie ice cream that'll certainly satisfy your craving. To make it, we begin by combining a can of pumpkin pie filling with sweetened condensed milk, vanilla, and a pinch of salt. Then we fold in some freshly whipped cream and some chopped pecans. Now, we pour half of this mixture into a loaf pan and top it with a pie crust that we baked with some cinnamon and sugar. After layering the whole thing again, all that's left to do is pop it in the freezer. Once it firms up, you'll have the creamiest, most pumpkin-y flavored ice cream ever. Plus, in each bite, you'll get the flakiness of the yummy cinnamon pie crust. To get the recipe for what we call Easy Pumpkin Pie Ice Cream, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a creamy, pumpkin-y kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Howard, thank you. It's time to introduce you to our pet of the week. This week, we'd like you to meet Binks. Binks was brought to the Dane County Humane Society as a stray. This adult cat starts out shy, but when he gets comfortable, he enjoys pets and snuggles. He'd love to lay on your lap while you're working on the computer or lounging on the sofa. Binks is looking for a patient family who'll spoil him with lots of love and treats. Binks has been waiting for a new home longer than we'd like, so he's a member of the Lonely Hearts Club. And that means his adoption fee has been reduced to $30. If you'd like to meet Binks, ask for him at the Adoption Center, as he's currently keeping a staff member's lap warm in an office. Well, it's the season for giving, and the Dane County Humane Society's thrift store is offering a variety of carefully curated treasures for everyone on your holiday list. You can visit the thrift store at 6904 Watts Road across from Woodman's on the west side to find clothing, furniture, decor, books, city tins, Bucky books, and more. All sales benefit the animals at the society, so shop local this holiday. And we have great news about pets from the last 2 weeks. Both Shakira the dog and Minnie the cat have been adopted. That's great news. If you're interested in adopting or checking out the other animals at the Dane County Humane Society, go to giveshelter.org. Roads on Christmas Island are turning scarlet as thousands of red crabs begin their annual migration. The island is off the coast of Western Australia. Every year, the crabs emerge from the forest and travel down to the ocean to spawn. Multiple roads were closed in order to protect the animals as they cross the street. Special bridges also set up for the crabs to use. The migration typically begins at the beginning of Australia's wet season. From that crabby story, over to a not-so-crabby meteorologist, Austin.
Yeah, that's a little terrifying to me, but here looking forward into the night, we are going to see temperatures cooling down into the 20s. We will see those temperatures cooling into the 20s for tonight. Tomorrow, that's whenever we're going to stay in those middle to upper 30s. We're going to look to stay dry for tomorrow and Saturday. Come Sunday, we do have a high of 43 degrees, so the weekend looking a little bit warmer. Then we do cool things down for our Monday and Tuesday, but temperatures really looking like generally a roller coaster ride over these next 7 to 10 days, as we're not really seeing much consistency, but we do have some mild days ahead of us and also some quite chilly days as well. I do think Sunday night into Monday, that's going to be one of our coldest nights. Monday night into Tuesday as well, with some teens returning to the forecast. Thankfully, not too much in the way of precipitation chances expected.
All right, thank you, Austin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.